Good morning. Welcome to day 2. Oh, didn't sleep a lot last night. We didn't get back this morning early because we didn't get back into the hotel room around 2 in the morning. Right now it's about 8 o'clock and our activities start at 9. I think the people started queuing up at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I'm just like, nope, no thank you. Count me out for that. I'll show up 15 minutes early. Yeah, Destination D23, honestly, like, you'll get a seat. It's not going to be like the expo or the fan event or something like that. You got to fight for seats and virtual queues and all that good stuff. But, you know, we still have to go in for the day. Today's going to be another long day, actually. I think we're going to have essentially panels back to back from 9 a.m. to 4:30-ish, and then there's going to be a lunch break. And then later this evening, we're going to Typhoon Lagoon for that special party tonight. So we're very excited, but Mike he said Mike is a little slow today, so try to get him out of bed. We made it. We are in the room. Day 1 officially. We can't wait. This is going to be amazing. Finally made it to lunch.
Remember to eat
on
convention day.
It's been a busy, busy morning. It was essentially just us sitting in the convention floor, just watching panels, performances, and things of that nature. Yeah, I think it just mostly just trailers of movies, right?
That was kind of the highlight of this morning. So
we saw some exclusive footage, but I'm sure it's already on YouTube.
Yeah.
As soon as we got out.
As is tradition.
And then they announced the fact that Tron in Magic Kingdom and in Shanghai are going to have a overlay for Tron Ares. So that's kind of exciting. What else? I mean, Zootopia 2 seems really interesting. Really looking forward to that movie.
They gave us a little bit more of the sneak peeks for Zootopia, which clearly fans. So we got to see the new meet and greet. What I'm hoping is a meet and greet Clawhauser. Which is good.
Yeah, they're introducing the character, right?
Very fluffy and huggable.
The venue itself, I feel like there's some pretty obstructed views, unfortunately.
Yes, this definitely has obstructed view. You know, we didn't wake up early at all. We kind of got there pretty much a little bit before it started. And the seats were fine.
The seats are fine.
And there are screens everywhere.
Yeah, the projections were really good. So anyway, Mike was really smart. He ordered ahead. A lot of guests are just walking out. I think they're running a little late for today's events anyway, so I think they're going to shorten the lunch break, so we're going to catch up on some more food and then maybe catch up with you a little bit later. So we have decided, I can't believe I ate all that food. I think we ordered double of everything. I ordered a tofu poke bowl and a burger. Looked at those two things and I was like, no, there's no way I could finish. Yeah, I ate them. And Mike was like, hey, you got chicken wings, right? Mike got chicken wings and a tuna ahi poke bowl. Finished all. So that was all gone. We're just taking a quick walk to the hotel room, and we just haven't really checked on the premise of Coronado Springs at all. It's a beautiful resort premise. They have this whole dig site pool area with a Mayan temple slide, which I'm definitely not going to do that, but later tonight we're going to head on over to the water park. So I was like, oh, we should do some pool time, have a little bit of break, but then I realized, oh, wait a minute, we're going to the water park tonight. So yeah, just kind of, the other thing they kind of announced today was some casting news for some of the new movies that are coming out. There is going to be a brand new original animated feature called Hexed. So they gave some tidbits about it, but it sounds interesting. But you know, from the concept art, it looked kind of Encanto-y to me, and the storyline is like a mishmash of sort of Encanto, sort of Coco, and sort of Wish kind of jammed together.
Well, you're an individual that discovers that their uniqueness is magical powers.
Yeah.
Totally not anywhere within the world of somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if they have a villain that shall not be named.
So actually, you know what? That's so interesting because that same thought had popped in my head when they announced it. I was like, ooh. All right,
you
okay.
Always grow up, you're a little bit weird. Maybe you can talk to snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you're a wizard. I mean, you have magical power.
You're a magical hex power. So there's that. But they announced a really brilliant casting for Toy Story 5. So there's this new, what is it? It's a potty trainer toys or something?
Potty trainer toy.
It's called Smarty Pants. And they're
Conan O'Brien.
Conan is voicing it. We were just joking, when they approached Conan, you're like, hey Conan, so we have this new character that we want you to voice. It's a portable potty trainer called Smarty Pants. Would you like to do it? I'm sure he's like, yeah, I'm signing my name on that thing right now. And then, so who else? Oh, Zootopia 2, they also announced a couple of more casting. There's a new mayor in town, the voice of Soren for the pre-show, I think. Patrick Warburton, I can't remember his last name, but he's going to be voicing it. It's just been, and then after the movie news and stuff like that, they kind of showed a little bit of like trailers and just teasers for Mandalorian and Grogu, and there's a new Lego TV series, the second season for Rebuild the World or something. They're bringing that on. So nothing major, to be honest with you, because we know about Predator, we know about Tron, we've known about Grogu, we've known about a bunch of other things. They sort of tease Marvel's Doomsday a little bit here and there, but again, nothing earth-shattering. And then this year, they're not having any sort of like more park panels, as I understand. Maybe they'll toss in a couple of surprises, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So far this morning, just been movies, and they have like little tiny panels about the life of Atencio. The daughter has a new book coming out or something like that. So, all right, we made it to the room. So we're gonna take a quick breather and head back. And this afternoon's session starts at 2, and we'll see what else is in store for us.
Okay, good coaching. So we are ready to rock and roll. Oh my goodness! Welcome back. What a fun morning we have had. I have been backstage watching the entire show, having so much fun. I learned so much from my hype friend Ashley Eckstein's fabulous Hulu Plus show. That was super fun. The trivia. We won prizes. We love prizes, right? Great job on that. How about Disney Studios? Oh my gosh, that was amazing, wasn't it? So many exciting surprises in store for us that we got all the sneak peeks. So now we can keep those little
Just make whatever you shot, trade places with the nearest chicken. We've used it a bunch of times in the series.
Or the farthest chicken, there are 2 settings.
Right? There you go. There's Candace. Okay, well, here we go. We can do this real quickly. We can say, I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad, boss.
Let's go! How many people know Destino?
It is lychee, pink peppercorn, some citrus, and also there's an electric buzz to give you a little tingling sensation also while you drink it. But wait, it's not over. How can it not be over? Can you please put it on the pedestal to see that electrifying effect?
It's always fun for us, always. It's so awesome to be here at D23 and celebrating 25 years of the Don, thank you for helping change my life, because getting to be a part of the Emperor's New Groove really was the most spectacular and wonderful experience I've had thus far in the biz. Being the Disney file that I am, to get to be a part of that film, so special to me. So thank you, sir.
Just got back from the afternoon session. Mike actually elected to take a quick nap, and I don't blame him. I think the last couple of days we've been going. So today, don't blame him. Afternoon session started around 2 p.m. Actually, there were some pretty interesting things. The first panel was, I have my D23 schedule here, so I don't forget kind of what was covered. They had Phineas and Ferb, the creative behind the show that's currently, I guess, on Disney Plus already. It was really interesting and cute. They had easels and little drawing pads on, and the panelist was asking them questions, and while they were drawing caricatures of the characters, they had to answer questions, and they did a really, really good job. The sketches and the the end. They drew Agent P, they drew Phineas and Ferb, and I think the mother. I haven't seen the show, so I really don't know who's who, but they just did a really good job. And the panelists were super funny. They kind of talked about their creatives behind the show and how they were revamping it, because apparently this was an older show that they've revived and now they have brought it onto Disney Plus. So that was one panel. And then they did another one of those Disney Around the Globe, Japan. I think this morning we saw the India snippet, but then those are like 10 to 15 minute, just very short little sections where I think they're just giving the main panelists a bit of a break. So this kind of breaks up the more lengthier presentations. Becky Klein did a whole thing around Japan. And of course, there's Tokyo, Japan as well. They talked about that very briefly. And then after that, the panel that was really interesting was the D2K animated classics. So you know how they had the Disney Renaissance, the Disney princesses, right? Starting with Little Mermaid, going on to Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and so on and so forth. But I think right around the 2000s is when things started to sort of, I don't want to say fallen apart, but definitely the popularity of the 2D animated features have dropped a little bit. Fantasia 2000 was kind of like the first Y2K, they call it D2K animated features. That was sort of popular still, and it's bringing back a classic, updating it. Of course, Mickey Sorcerer's Mickey and all the music, they're playing animation and cartoons, syncing with music. That's always a crowd pleaser. So I think that movie did well. But then subsequently, they've had, I think, movies that at the time of release, it wasn't as popular, but now they've become more of cult classic. Things like Tarzan, even Lilo and Stitch. They talked about, I think, The Emperor's New Groove, which I think they just did a little bit of that, but then later in the afternoon, they also did a fuller panel talking about the 25 years of Emperor's New Groove. They also talked about Atlantic, Treasure Planet, and Brother Bear. Not your very well-known movies at the time of release, but they have since become more cult classics. Of course, they're on Disney Plus for your viewing pleasure, but they invited Kevin Lima, who directed a Goofy movie, and then I think he went on to directing Tarzan, to talk about the creation of that animated feature and the songs and so on and so forth, and then a couple of directors as well from other animated features. But the main theme is that these directors, they were very focused on the immersive experience for the audience. So a lot of them, before they went on to creating the models or the backgrounds for the characters, they would go out into the wild. For example, the director for Brother Bear, they actually camped out in Alaska for X number of days just to observe the scenery. They did a lot of sketches. This guy's a really talented painter as well. So he just took it in, did some oil paintings of the environment. Once they were able to be in that environment, they were able to internalize the feeling of the surroundings. So then they were able to translate that on screen. So if they hadn't done that experience at firsthand, they probably wouldn't have been able to truly showcase the beauty of the nature on screen, especially in animated format. The panel after that was Creating the Happiest Place on Earth. This one was really, really good. So they had Esley Iwerks, who's the granddaughter of Ubi or Ub Iwerks. They talked about just the 70 years of Disneyland, paid tribute to a lot of Imagineers, and they kind of talked about the creation of the park. In fact, Don I can't remember exactly the Imagineer's name, but had written a book pretty extensively about Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, the 70th anniversary celebration of Disneyland. We actually picked up that book here at D23 this year. The one thing he talked about was really interesting is that apparently in Disneyland, somebody had talked about creating an uranium treasure hunt. No joke. They were going to be providing adults and children Geiger counters, and then they would go around this attraction looking for uranium core, and then after that they'd be able to take it home. So obviously, thankfully got scrapped. And then he also gave some other examples of rides and things that were kind of like, wow, I don't know what they were thinking about. And then I think Esley Iwerks is creating a whole new documentary. In the archives, I think that they found footage of when Disneyland was being constructed. I guess Walt had a couple of videographers. He was doing kind of like the wonderful world of Disney as well as documenting sort of the Disneyland opening. He was giving audience essentially the TikTok of the day back in the 50s, 60s. He also amassed a lot of old footage of just people working in Disneyland Disneyland, building it from the ground up. Meanwhile, Walt was out there on ABC every Sunday talking about the progress and everything else. And in the background, people were just kind of like trying to make it happen. Leslie talked about it a little bit. That documentary is due out sometime in the wintertime on Disney Plus. So we saw a bit of footage with that. I'm really looking forward to that. At the end, they talked about the new Walt animatronic in Disneyland. It was very Disneyland focused. And of course, right now we're sitting here in Walt Disney World. So they're like, okay, so, you know, is there something new, something going on with Walt Disney World? And of course, there haven't been a lot of like park related news. But they sprinkled this little tidbit in, is that they are going to be updating Carousel of Progress here in Walt Disney World. Over in Disneyland, you still have a lot of the OG rides, Pirates, Haunted Mansion, all that stuff. But here, Carousel of Progress has moved right over to Magic Kingdom. And that ride, they've done some upgrading here and there. I think they've updated the seats, touched up some of the paint. The ride itself really hasn't changed since they put it there. They are going to be updating that. They're going to put another Walt animatronic in the Carousel of Progress. So the first scene, I guess, will be Walt talking about his one man's dream, talking about the progress of tomorrow. They haven't really announced when things are shutting down or being reconstructed. I think that's the one big park related announcement of the day. And then second to the last panel was Cooking with Disney Eats. This one, I think they just kind of brought out a couple of chefs in Disneyland and Disney World. They talked about all the, you know, new snacks and drinks that are coming in the winter time during the holidays. They also talked about a lot of the new offerings around the world. I think Shanghai is getting some new Halloween, or well, I guess they don't really celebrate Halloween there, but fall related desserts and eats. And then in Tokyo, Japan, they also are bringing some specialty snacks. They celebrate Dias de los Muertos. In Hong Kong, they have this like bone chilling kind of like, it's a grenadine and raspberry specialty drink. It looks like an injection. Very weird, but everybody was like, oh my gosh, they should bring that here. And they also talked about popcorn buckets, novelty, things of that nature. One of the chefs in Disneyland, they talked about the renovation of Napa Rose. They showed the concept sketches of what the new space looks like. There's going to be a whole outdoor dining patio area. And then I think they also brought out a mixologist to talk about some of the new drinks on the Disney Destiny. So there's two lounges. One is another pirate themed lounge. I think the one in Magic Kingdom is called the Beak and Barrel. And this one, very similar looking, but obviously smaller. Separately, another lounge they are bringing to the Destiny is the Sanctum, the New York Sanctum from Doctor Strange. And then they had this levitating drink. I think it's magnetic. And then they also are bringing the Haunted Mansion lounge. The treasure that's on the treasure, it's going to be there's also going to be a Haunted Mansion lounge on the Destiny, but I think they're going to be doing a lot of upgrades to the drinks that are currently already on the treasure. The last panel is the Emperor's New Groove, the 25th anniversary. Tonight, we're all going to Typhoon Lagoon to celebrate Kuzcotopia. I had never seen Emperor's New Groove, but I think the movie is getting a remaster, and they're re-releasing the remastered edition at El Capitan Theater in LA, sometimes in November. So they're making a kind of like a special event that night for the kind of the re-release of the remastered version of the movie. They showed the remastered clip of the dinner scene where I guess Kronk is trying to kill the Emperor. So I got to see that. They had the director, they also had Patrick Warburton. They kind of did their whole like, you know, talking about Patrick acting history and then his approach to voice acting for the show. And during the Eats panel, they gave everybody popcorn. So this is the Disney Starlight popcorn mix. I think this is a blue popcorn. I have yet to open it. So, oh yeah, it's definitely, that is blue. So popcorn with food coloring. So, and then as guests were leaving, we were promised that we were gonna get some sort of like souvenirs and stuff. And we got a little sticker. I think this one is from, I don't know, I wanna say, as a Hopper, and it's that lizard, wherever the new movie is. And then I think we were getting the new Toy Story 5. I think during the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, Buzz Lightyear is going to be the newest balloon. So anyway, and then we also got a really pretty print for Zootopia 2. So this is my little collection for today. So anyway, just that's kind of a quick little wrap up. And then, oh yeah, after that, there is a tiny little exhibit. Kind of like a couple years ago, Destination D23, they also had one of those exhibits where they had artifacts and some, you know, painting, concept art. This one, they had models of the Norway pavilion and the Germany pavilion and a few other things. So it was pretty neat. Very small. Like they just had like one tiny little room where they had a couple things. It also had the, I think, Mulan's costume, and then the costumes for Emily Blunt's character and the Rock's character from the Jungle Cruise, and a few other things. So, and, you know, it was nice, but nothing really blew me away. And, okay, so that's where we are. Going to get ready for tonight's water park experience. I think the first shuttle should be leaving Coronado Springs around 7:15. So, gonna get changed, and we'll continue to take you along. Well, we haven't really done a resort premise tour, so here is the grand lobby of the Gran Destino Tower. It's so beautiful. They have a lot of mosaics and such. I mean, this one is more like mirrored after like Spanish tiles. So there's a lot of, I think, Moorish influence in the architecture. How pretty. Beautiful. Yeah, no, we're not staying in the Gran Destino Tower this time, but she's still pretty to look at. All right, so we're on our way to our resort bus to take us to Typhoon Lagoon, but figured I'd just give you a quick little rundown.
They're just teasing. That's the firefighter.
Wait, we're getting stuff. Getting things.
Oh, tchotchkes. Thank you.
If you hadn't done it, I was going to.
I have never been here either. Save Harbor. Oh my gosh, they have like the potion stuff. Oh wow. That's so cool. Mike's got a locker. That's a decent size, I guess. All right.
I just got the small one.
Yeah, that's fine. Made it to Typhoon Lagoon. Sorry, Mike's too tall for me.
Yes.
My camera angle is
I
always
crouch
off.
down, she crouches down, and then we end up in this race to the bottom.
But, so technically the park doesn't open until 8 p.m., so we got about 10 minutes to go. But right now, they're offering popcorn, Mickey Premium ice cream bars, soda waters, and stuff. But the station ran out of Diet Coke, so we just
Well, they hadn't even gotten it yet,
we
so
just
were
got
early.
water. So yeah, locker rental. Wasn't that bad, right?
Pretty straightforward. They have people with the QR codes. We got here very first. There was still like 300 left of each size. So, but there's a couple thousand people that have tickets to this, and there's only 600 to 700 lockers. So,
Glad we got
if you
here
want to
early.
get one, you get here early. So.
All right, we're just waiting for the park to open. This is our first time at Typhoon Lagoon, and of course with the special events, hopefully there's something fun, special characters are queuing up, so let's go.
We've never been
Nope.
to Typhoon Lagoon before, so this will be a lot of fun. It's a good excuse for us to kind of come check it out and
eat a lot of Mickey Premium ice cream bar
having no
because it's
expectation.
prepaid. So there we
it's
go.
going to be a lot of fun.
Hello! Yay! Hello, hello! Wow! Oh my gosh! Amazing! Oh, here we go. You know, this is giving me a little bit Moana vibes because 2 years ago we previewed Journey of Water, but right now we're at the water park, so yay! Alright, it's got a whole party over here. Let's check this out.
Alright, once again for everyone joining us out here on the sand, hello and welcome to Kuzcotopia. This is the poolside palace.
Bingo! Woo!
PJ.
I'll take a copy, thank you. I guess we've inadvertently gotten a scavenger hunt. We cannot escape scavenger hunts, let me tell you. Let's go over there. Wow, this is cool. I mean, there's no event maps or anything, so we actually have no idea where everything is. So this is gonna be great. Oh, that's not fun. Yeah, let's not go there.
I have to listen to that all night. It's gonna drive me insane.
Yeah. I think those speakers are dead.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
They stopped.
They turned them off.
Yay!
Nope.
Back. So we had to look for help. A customer was trying to explain to us where everything is. So right now I think we're gonna try to find some characters. There are apparently roaming characters around, but I think we saw them as we were walking in. But I managed to find one of my birds. They're little postcards that's kind of like stuck to sides of like, oh, there's another one. Somehow we just get into like scavenger hunt territory. Oh, I found another one.
Yeah, mine's more orange. I don't think I have that one.
Mine's pink. Yay!
Right? I don't. That's orange.
No, that's orange.
Not,
that
that's
is not.
pink.
That's yeah. That's red. Mine's red. 2 for 2. Keep on going.
I have no idea how you found that one.
Oh, and then we have another popcorn station. Popcorn station. Ooh, they have also premium ice cream bars too.
And beverages.
And beverages. Okay. This is definitely a slide of some sort, and I don't want to do that, do I? Oh. There's a bathroom and a couple other things. Forgotten Grotto. Oh. Typhoon Boat Works. Oh, okay. I guess this is like a boat repair.
For sale if you want it.
Needs work though.
Like
I don't think so.
Is there any hidden Mickeys in the barnacles?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, we're just literally walking around trying to figure out what we want to do. But, ooh, bird.
I have that one.
You do? So do I. It's a bluebird. How big is this place? I don't know.
Pretty big.
There he is. Oh, we have Donald, Minnie, and Mickey, and Pluto over there. But I think they're in their Cape May Cafe outfits, so I have taken the picture with them in their outfits, so I think I can skip. Lines are pretty big though. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're definitely in their Cape May Cafe outfits, so okay. I definitely have seen those before. All right, skipping. Just got back from Kuzcotopia. That was actually a lot of fun. So I'm not a water park person. Mike and I got on a lazy river ride and got soaked because it wasn't that lazy. There's definitely waterfall and things that are just spraying water all over you. So anyways, that happened, but that's okay. I still, it's a water park since I wasn't gonna get on any of the slides or any of the thrill rides or anything like that. So glad I did something, right? Mostly just danced around at the little party by the central area. Got to see Yzma as well as Cusco. Like I said, I've never seen The Emperor's New Groove, but now I'm actually very curious. From the little snippets I've seen, the little dining scene, it's pretty funny. So no, it was great. They had sodas, they had water, they had popcorn and Mickey's premium ice cream bar, Mickey's sandwiches. I think Mike certainly took advantage of that. He's over there trying to grab a last minute dining right before the restaurants close, before midnight. So that's where he is. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I've had a huge lunch and I decided that I wasn't going to partake in the super sweet ice cream and sweet sugary thing tonight. But coming out was so easy. So you know what? Destination D23 this year, just the egress and getting out of Typhoon Lagoon was in and out really were perfect. We had a little bit of confusion getting into the water park just because we didn't know if it was going to be Disney provided transportation or the event only transportation. The instructions provided on the website wasn't exactly clear. It just said that there was going to be transportation leaving at a certain time. A couple guests had to gather around and then figure it out. And then we asked one of the bus drivers driving the Disney transportation bus. I was going to Typhoon Lagoon, but we had to transfer at Disney Springs. They're like, no. Like there's no direct bus that goes from Coronado Springs to Typhoon Lagoon. So then we started wondering, okay, so the Disney transportation was definitely not what they were chartering. So, and it turned out that they did charter really nice charter buses. I think they're like the Mears buses, and everybody queued up. Everybody was able to get on. It was very orderly. So easy. Yeah, I had a great time. Today was, obviously started out the day pretty early. Last night I didn't get, and well, this morning we got back at like 2 a.m. in the morning, but it had to, start all over again around, 6 or 7. And then the whole day was pretty much just sitting down, listening to panels. And Destination D23 is very different from the D23 Expo or the Ultimate Fan event. In fact, I totally forgot to mention before that they have announced the 2026 Ultimate Fan event in Anaheim. Super excited. I think they're going to do something very similar as they did last year, where they're going to have the convention, the show floor, some panels during the day, but then they also have the Honda Center in the evening for the bigger panels. So don't know how the ticketing system is going to work out, but usually they release those around the springtime. So kind of, we'll watch out for that. But yeah, so they did that as well. So again, today was just, lunch was great. We got to mobile order at the Three Bridges. I think that's the restaurant that's in the middle of the lake, and had a really lovely lunch. Food's really good, actually. And then Mike was able to mobile ahead. We were a little worried about how the food ordering situation is going to be, and turned out to be not a problem at all. So then Mike took a nap. He actually missed out on all of the panels in the afternoon. I went, I had a good time. And then after that, we just kind of came back, regrouped a little bit, changed into bathing suits and stuff like that. And then just went over to Typhoon Lagoon. Did the locker rental, very easy. It's $10. You have in and out privileges, which is really convenient if you had to, get your stuff. So yeah, the DJ was great. They played some 90s music, some Disney Plus music, Hannah Montana. If you're into that stuff, that was great. Miley Cyrus, that type of stuff. Basically, my era. Probably, well, maybe a bit younger than my era, but anyways. So had a really good time today. So I guess we'll have to. Tomorrow is the last day of the Destination D23, and I think there's some interesting panels tomorrow. But in the afternoon, I think the panels will end pretty early. I think around 4:30. But then from like 4:30 to 5:30, something like that, there is like this 90s concert, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, we will kind of, I'll show you what tomorrow's going to be like. Hopefully you've been enjoying following our little Destination D23 vlog series, and I guess we'll see you tomorrow.